Welcome to my lecture series on time series analysis. So in this lecture we shall cover linear stationary models. So in which we shall consider a general linear process and the conditions under which this general linear process will be a stationary process. Its auto covariance generating function and stationarity, its spectral properties. Now let us start. What is a linear filter model? First let us consider a linear filter model. So that is, it was developed by Yule in 1927. So here the time series, value of the time series at time t zt is regarded as a function of independent shocks AT. So that means white zt is a function of a, can be expressed in terms of a white noise process. So AT minus 1, AT minus 2, suppose these are the independent random variables. Now let us consider first a linear filter model. The idea was originally by Yule in 1927. So here the observation of a time series at time t, zt, these zt values are highly dependent. The successive values of zt are highly dependent, and we can consider it as a series of independent shocks AT. Now these shocks are random from a fixed distribution. Usually we take normal distribution with mean 0 and variance sigma a square, constant variance sigma a square. Now this sequence of independent random variables that we get from this distribution as AT, AT minus 1, AT minus 2, these are independent. And these values, the sequence of these independent random variables AT, AT minus 1 up to so on, is called as a white noise process. So the white noise process is now supposed to transformed to the process zt, and this transformation becomes possible by considering a linear filter, that is psi b. So we have here input AT, which are the white noise process. That means these AT values are normal with mean 0 and variance sigma a square. These values are filtered by a linear filter function, that is psi b, and finally the values zt are found. So now here we represent the time series, which is an output from the linear filter. So now this linear filtering operation simply takes a weighted sum of the previous random shocks AT. So that zt equal to mu plus AT. So then the previous values j equal to 1 to infinity psi j AT minus j. So that means here we write zt as a function of AT, AT minus 1, AT minus 2, like this, all previous values. So if we subtract mu from both sides, zt minus mu, that is equal to AT plus psi 1 at minus 1 plus I2 at minus 2 and so on. And if we denote this Zt minus mu as this Zt equal to this At plus I1 BAT psi 2 B square AT. So B is called as the backward shift operator. Now let us see. So here Zt equal to mu plus At plus summation j equal to 1 to infinity psi j At minus j. Now this implies Zt minus mu, that is equal to At plus j equal to 1 to infinity psi j At minus j. Now this implies Zt, that is equal to At plus j equal to 1 to infinity psi j At minus j, where this Zt, this is equal to Zt minus mu. Now this implies Zt equal to, if you write, this is psi 0 At plus j equal to 1 to infinity psi j At minus j, so that with psi 0 this is equal to 1. Now this will be equal to this implies Zt equal to psi 0 At plus j equal to 1 to infinity psi j At minus j. So this will be with psi 0 is equal to 1. So this is equal to j equal to 0 to infinity psi j b to the power j at, where b is the backward shift operator and bj equal to bj At equal to A t minus j. So this will be equal to, this is a psi b At, where psi b equal to summation j equal to 0 to infinity psi j b to the power j, that is equal to psi 0 plus psi 1b plus psi 2 b square plus up to so on. Now, so this will be equal to psi 0, this will be equal to 1 plus psi 1b plus psi 2 b square plus up to so on. So this is a function of p. So now we express zt. Now this is equal to psi b into at. So that means the value of a time series at time t zt is now expressed as a function expressed in terms of independent random shocks. Now here zt is now written in terms of at. So at are now transformed into zt by means of this transfer function psi b. Now this psi b equal to this with psi 0 equal to 1. So this is the transfer function filter. Now this process to be a stationary process, we must have this condition that j equal to 1 to infinity mod of psi j is less than finite. This is less than finite. So then the process zt is a stationary process. Otherwise the zt will be a non-stationary process, and mu has, in this case mu has no specific meaning except as a reference point. So we write zt equal to phi of at. Now consider another form. Now here zt is expressed as a function of independent random shocks. Now we express another way zt as a function of its previous values. That means zt minus 1, zt minus 2 up to so on. Now for this we can write this now here, since at that we can see at are independent random shocks. Now we can see zt is a function of at where psi b equal to psi 0 plus psi 1b plus psi 2b square plus up to so on. So now if we consider this at kth order autocovariance function gamma k equal to expectation of at a t plus k. So that will be equal to autocovariance of lag k. So this will be equal to 0. If since at and at plus k these are independent, so expectation of at plus k minus expectation of at into expectation of at plus k. Now this will be equal to So this will be equal to expectation of AT A T plus K minus this will be 0. So this will be equal to expectation of AT and A T plus K. Now since AT values are independent, so this will be sigma A square if K equal to 0, because this will be variance term, and otherwise this expectation will be 0 if K not equal to 0, because these values are independent. So similarly, the auto correlation function, it will be the auto correlation function. Auto correlation function will be rho K, that is equal to covariance of AT plus K, that is divided by variance of AT. This is for a stationary process. Now this will be equal to covariance of this. Covariance of this will be 0 if K not equal to 0, and this is 1 if K equal to 0, because variance of AT, this variance of AT, this is equal to sigma A square, and here covariance of AT plus K, when K equal to 0, this is also sigma A square, so sigma A square by sigma A square, this will be equal to 1. Now this is the sample autocorrelation function, and this is the sample autocovariance function for the linear stationary process when the ZT values are expressed in terms of white noise process. Now so next, so here it is another form. So ZT equal to AT plus J equal to 1 to infinity psi J A T minus J. So ZT in terms of AT, and suppose AT plus J equal to 1 to infinity psi J. So in place of AT minus J, I am putting 1 by psi B into ZT minus J. So because ZT minus J equal to psi B, AT minus J. So AT minus J will be 1 by psi B into this ZT minus J. So ZT equal to AT plus Z equal to 1 to infinity psi J 1 by psi B Z T minus J. So this is equal to AT plus this is psi J by psi B, this I denote as pi J. So this is pi J ZT minus J. Now here ZT is expressed as the previous terms, function of previous terms with a random component AT. Now ZT has two different representations. In one way, we represent ZT as a function of in terms of the white noise process, and in other as the weighted sum of the past values. So here two equivalent forms of the linear process. Now we consider ZT equal to, what is the relationship between these phi weights, psi weights and pi weights. Now ZT equal to this AT psi j ZT minus J, that is equal to AT plus this psi j B to the power J ZT. Now ZT minus this is equal to AT. So now if we take ZT common, this will be 1 minus this into ZT, that will be equal to AT. So this we denote as psi B. So psi B ZT equal to AT. So where psi b equal to, where pi b equal to 1 minus this much. So this is, so pi b is the generating function of psi h. Now we have zt equal to psi b into 80. So zt equal to psi b into pi b into zt. So now, because AT equal to this, AT equal to pi b into zt, I use this. So pi b into, that means pi b into psi b is equal to 1. So pi b equal to psi b inverse. So this is the relation between pi weights and psi weights. So now we can consider the autocovariance function of this process, considering zt as a function of the past values. So here the autocorrelation function of lag k, that is equal to expectation of zt plus k, and using this we get expectation of this. We multiply the psi j into psi h, a t minus j into a t plus k minus h. So here expectation of this, that is equal to psi j psi h, expectation of this, because this component a t is a random variable, so we take this. Now when this is a t minus j, this is a t plus k minus h. So this is sigma a square j equal to 0 to infinity psi j into phi j. Psi j into psi j equal to h. When j equal to h, psi j and psi j again, this is h equal to j plus k. So this is psi j and psi j plus k. That means these two subscript when equal, then the expectation becomes the variance term. Otherwise, if these two subscripts are not equal, then this expectation becomes 0, because a, j's are independent normal variables with 0 mean. So t minus j and t plus k minus h, these two are equal. So that means k minus h equal to minus j. So we use h equal to j plus k. So this is sigma expectation of this equal to sigma a square into psi j plus k. Now the autocovariance generating function for this process psi b equal to this. This is autocovariance generating function gamma b equal to gamma k b to the power k. So gamma k, we put these values b to the power k, and then this takes in this form. So since psi h equal to 0, it's less than 0, because this subscript, this cannot be negative, so we use this. So psi b equal to sigma a square into this psi j into psi h b to the power h minus j. So we use h minus j in place of k. So then we separate this multiplication. So so gamma b equal to sigma a square into psi b inverse. This is psi b inverse. So gamma b equal to psi b into psi f, because here we write b to the power minus n zt equal to zt plus 1 f zt. So f is the forward shift operator and b is the backward shift operator, and this is the relationship between the two operators. So one is the psi b, this is psi f, this is backward operator, this is backward shift operator, this is forward shift operator. So this is the relation. So now the autocovariance generating function of the linear process is in this form, and if we write for a stationary process, we can substitute b equal to e to the power minus I 2 pi f, as in case of the spectral density function we have done it earlier. So f will be equal to b inverse, that will be e to the power I 2 pi f. So f lies between 0 to half. So using this we get gamma b equal to this. So hence the power spectrum of the linear process is Pf, that is equal to 2 sigma I square e to the power minus I 2 pi f square. F lies between 0 to half. So now the variance of this linear process, if you find the variance, just integrate to sigma I square, integrate this with respect to f from 0 to half. So this is the variance, and this is independent of t. So which indicates, since it is independent of t, that means variance does not depend upon the time. So this is a stationary process. So linear process is a stationary process. So by this way we can verify also a linear process as a stationary process. So now the autocovariance generating function of this linear process is this psi v equal to this, that we have already written, and the power spectrum of this process is Pf equal to 2 sigma I square e to the power minus 2 pi f square, and this is due to Jenkins and Watt 1968. So this is from this, that the power spectrum Pf of the output from a linear system to the uniform spectrum to sigma square of a white noise process, having input by multiplying it with the squared gain g square f, that is equal to square of mod e to the power minus I 2 pi f of the system. So this is called as the squared gain. Now there is a condition, that is an invertibility condition, that this we use for a process to be a stationary process. This invertibility condition is because we have two different representations, one in terms of pivots and other one in terms of pivots. Now the process is stationary if Zt is expressed in the form Zt equal to this phi b, psi b into At plus At, and where the condition was mod b less than 1. Now because that was a power series in B, so for a general linear process it is to be invertible, and it can be written in this form pi b. So this was for the pivots. Now for the pivots, general linear process is invertible and can be written in the form pi b Zt equal to At, where pi b equal to 1 minus this. So if pi z's are to be absolutely summable, that is j equal to 1 to infinity, pi j less than infinity, that means the series pi b converges for b less than equal to 1, on or which within a unit circle. Mod b less than 1, this gives the unit circle. Thus, to summarize, the linear process is a stationary process if j equal to 1 to infinity, psi j less than 0, that we have already derived, and is also invertible if j equal to 0 to infinity, pi j mod less than infinity. So where pi b equal to psi inverse b, this is the invertibility condition. So now let us summarize the result. So we have the linear process Zt it has two different representations, one in terms of the independent white noise process and other the second representation in terms of the previous values or the past values. So Zt equal to here psi b into 80 and here pi b Zt equal to 80. Now where psi b is this and pi b equal to this. So this is the two different representations of a general linear process. And the relation between the pi weights and psi weights that we have already derived, pi b into psi b equal to 1. And this is the autocovariance function gamma k equal to sigma a square equal to 0 to infinity psi j plus k. And the variance is gamma 0, that is sigma a square into this. And the generating function gamma b, generating function of this autocovariance function is gamma b, that is sigma a square psi b into psi f, and where b inverse equal to f. B is the backward shift operator, f is the forward shift operator, so this is the relation. And the spectrum pf is, that is equal to 2 gamma b, that is 2 sigma a square, this is mod e to the power minus I 2 pi f square. F lies between 0 to half. So invertibility condition, this is the invertibility condition, j equal to 0 to infinity mod of pi j, this is less than infinity, where pi b equal to psi inverse b, b less than equal to 1. This is the invertibility condition. So this is the summary of the results. Now these are the references. Now thank you for enjoying the video.